right, Nissan 300zx. I've done one of these before. Actually, no, I haven't. This is completely different than before. So I'm gonna turn this thing on, let it prime. Oh man, so many noises. That is not the normal 6-cylinder twin turbo motor you hear. So I will say I am gonna have to kind of gangster lean this review because this seat is locked in place and I have no booster seat. So if you think it's weird I'm sitting like this, I apologize, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. Hey, what's up you guys? Today we are in a Nissan 300zx. I have actually not done a 300zx in quite a while. It's been almost 2 years and people wanted me to do a different one. And then I found this one and then I realized I had to do this one. It needed to be different. Why? Because the last one I did was the twin turbo version. The twin turbo is great in the other car, but I wanted something different. And then I went to an event called iTrack, and oh man, I found something different, all right. This is an RB26 swapped 300zx Z32. The RB26 comes out of the R33 GTR to the point where he had to cut the front diff off to get it to work in here. The fitment of the RB26 is a tight fit in this car, but the 2J, believe it or not, is even better fit, so I don't know what that's going on, but this has a big, giant Borg-Warner turbo on it. So right around 5,300 RPM, that's when all hell breaks loose. Third gear, I'm gonna get used to it. Spool. So there is a ton of turbo lag if you're not at the right speed with this car. But that's just because of how big the Borg-Warner is. This car makes 500 horsepower to the wheels, going to extremely meaty, barely DOT legal tires in the back. It's basically a slick. First gear is pretty much worthless. Second gear will hook, which is amazing to me. The Z32 is a very interesting car by Nissan. It's a very 90s looking car. It has a very nice wedge shape to it, and in my opinion, it's still beautiful to this day. And also, I have to point out that yes, the headlights in the 300zx are Lamborghini Diablo headlights, and or vice versa. The Lamborghini uses 300zx headlights. So yeah, I always thought that was interesting, but every guy at a car show is gonna tell you, oh yeah, by the way, did you know that the Lamborghini Diablo uses the 300zx headlights? Oh yeah, I totally knew that, man, but thanks for letting me know. The shifter in the 300zx is one of my favorite things about it. The seating position makes it feel like you're in a spaceship. You have pods here with climate control and everything here. On the left is your cruise control and defroster. The center gauges could not be more basic. White letters and numbers, black background. That's all you need in this car. You can hear the fuel pump in the background, but it kind of gives it a race car kind of feel. And when I saw this car the very first time, I almost couldn't believe it because of how different it was. Roll on, I'm gonna boost it a little bit, brake boost. There it goes, there it goes. Ah! Woo! Wow. So up front, we have a side exit exhaust on the fender. And man, you just hear it spool up with the wastegate and the blow-off valve. It's got a turbo smart blow-off valve and tile wastegate, so it's ridiculously loud. But I've never driven anything with a fender exhaust, and you can just hear it spraying everything out the side. It's awesome. But yeah, there is a lot of lag. You wait for it to come on. See, wait. Ah! The thing about the normal engine in the 300zx, the analogy that I always used was that the engine was disciplined, because it would just kind of use power whenever you wanted to. You got into it, it instantly had power, but it took a second to spool up, but just a second, and bam, you were moving. This is not disciplined at all. It's like, you know what, I don't really want to go, but I mean, I guess if you want me to go faster, I will, and okay, let's go. It just wait, it just boom, you're a rocket ship. Here's the thing though, a 2JZ in comparison to an RB26 Their designs might be very similar, but they act very different. An RB26, no matter what platform I've driven it in, is a very linear and controllable power plant when it comes to near stock. But a 2J is just violent. When you have a big turbo on a 2J, it's this all of a sudden, bam, like craziness. But RBs, I always feel very confident in the RBs because the power band's very predictable. But this is just in and out of boost. Another thing too about the 300ZX though, there's a lot of S13 reminiscent inside. It has a lot of this like carpet, like leather wrap, and it's just not that great. This RB though almost feels like it belonged in this car because the nose is acting exactly how I want it to. You'd think there'd be a weird weight distribution, but there's not. It's turning in just as fast. Oh my God, the grip is immense. Woo. It's like third gear, just so much lag, but second gear, oh man, woo. So there's also no ABS in this car, so if you do lock up the brakes, it will try to kill you. So let's not do that. I hear that's an issue. One thing I do want to add though is that the owner of this car has had like 5 300ZXs. And the thing about it is he loves it as a platform. He thinks it's great, but also I never realized how safe these cars were. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because they flipped it. And they flipped it a few times and it saved their life. They walked out completely unscathed, and that's amazing to me. In a 90s car and they were okay. That's incredible to me. He just stuck with it and loved it ever since. You know, it's funny, this car would be more beautiful painted with the front bumper, but it almost has a sleeper look to it, like you would never expect it. And when it flies by you, oh my God, the sound is just incredible. And this RB, it just feels so much like a Skyline. I mean, I know that should be an obvious thing to say because it's using the R33's engine, but it doesn't feel completely out of place. I can't really express that enough. One thing about the 300ZX I've always loved is the rear end. The rear end of this car has this very like techno 80s, 90s look to it. Like I just hear like synth in the background from the 80s when I look at the back of the 300ZX because it has this like retro charm to it, but it's still, I think the looks still hold up. I still think it's pretty timeless overall. And go! Oh my God. Woo. God, that second gear, and it's bringing me to really fast speeds. Insert what you guess here. God, car with this kind of gear ratio pulling you that hard, I can think it's like the ZR1. The ZR1 brings you all the way like 100 in second gear, which is ridiculous, or something like that. I wasn't revving it out enough. That was past 7 grand, and when I went right back into boost, bam, it just slingshotted. Earlier, when I wasn't going all the way into the power band, I was short shifting. And that was causing it to just put a lot of load on the motor. And wow, what a difference. That was like a rocket. The car has a really nice stance to it. The wheels on this are just beautiful, but it is pretty low, and I accidentally scraped down some stuff, so I'm sorry, I feel bad. First gear, miles per gallon indeed. Wow. I just want to keep doing it. That's the problem. I don't ever want to stop, and I just don't want to get in trouble. So, but the gear ratio in this is just so long. Like, I'm in third right now, and it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. And I'm moving around 50 miles an hour, 45, 50 miles an hour, and I literally feel like I can't do anything. But then I dropped to second. goodness gracious, dude. And you know, like, the best thing about it is that 500, guys, 500 on the street with a good tire is perfect. You can still use it, you can still brake early, but if you want to open it up a little bit, you get into the power and you enjoy it, and you get all the noises of the big turbo and everything. That's why it's kind of a shame that everybody thinks you need a quadrillion amount of horsepower to have fun, because this is 500 is a lot of horsepower. I don't care what you say, it's a lot, especially in a car that's from the 90s. But this handles it so well. There's no creak or rattles, there's no crab walking, it just goes straight. That's what's so magnificent about this swap. He's done such an amazing job with the suspension and everything. It has a pretty aggressive stance because of the camber, and it just hooks right up. There's not been one time during this review I'm like, oh God, that could have been done better. It's just, oh my God. Yeah, third just feels like such a dud. Second is the magic gear in this thing. It's like literally driving a jet on the ground. That's what it feels like. You know when you take off in an airplane and you're waiting for it to take off? Think of that just permanently. You're just on the runway and you're still on the runway. You pass 7,000 RPM, that's God, it's so nuts. I haven't driven an engine swap in a long time that truly felt like it belonged in there, if you know what I'm saying. This engine feels like it should have been in this car from the get-go. Because you know, with the traditional twin turbo V6, it's still a badass engine, but it's impossible to work on half the time. You have to lift the engine to do anything. And this thing is just, yeah, it's awesome. The only fitment issue he had was with that front diff, and that was pretty much it. So, pretty incredible work. Usually turbo lag when you drive cars feels like a bad thing. But in this car, it feels like the main event, you know? It feels like theater, as a lot of people say. And you wait, and you wait, and when that boost kicks in through that side dump, it is one of the most thrilling things I've done in a long time. I'm astonished at how easy this car is to drive. Absolutely astonished. The clutch, even though it's very heavy, you know exactly where it catches. And that actually helps me because I'm a little bit shorter. So since I'm in this fixed racing seat, it really wasn't that much of a problem. It was just something to get used to. It's funny, once you finally get the hang of somebody's car, you have to give it back. You guys, I hope you all enjoyed this quick little video review of the RB26 Big Turbo 300zx. It was an incredible thrill ride. Definitely one of the most memorable reviews I've done in a long time. And what do you guys think about it? I'd love to hear you guys in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And take it easy. Have a great day.